In all his years in Hollywood, Keanu Reeves has been that one celebrity that has some air of mystery around him for years, which has made it difficult for most people to understand who he really is. Over the years, some have pushed the conspiracy theories that there is a chance that Reeves isn't even human to begin with. These are very unusual takes on celebrities, who often have details about their lives on full display for everyone to see. In fact, one instance of Reeves's unusual acts led to the actor being blacklisted in Hollywood for years. So what exactly happened, and what do we really know about Reeves that might explain his unusual attitude? Let's find out. Reeves has earned himself wide acclaim for the flawless ways he has carried himself in Hollywood, and also as a talented actor, who has made a name for himself in the industry, following his spectacular performances in projects he has been part of. Born September 2, 1964 in Beirut, Lebanon, Reeves was born into a family with a mixed heritage, where he was first exposed to diversity and also the instability that came with his parents' marriage. His father, Samuel Nolan Reeves, was American, with native Hawaiian, Chinese, English, and Portuguese descent, while his mother, Patricia Taylor, was English from Essex. Their marriage wasn't exactly filled with bliss, and Keanu Reeves had to face the ugly experience of his parents splitting when he was only 3. Reeves and his sister Kim consequently found themselves in the care of their mother, who did all she could to give Kim and Keanu the upbringing that they deserved. However, the stability that Reeves enjoyed earlier in life was far-fetched. The family moved around a lot, often relocating to different countries. They made a life for themselves in Australia and the United States along the line, but later settled in Toronto, Canada. During this period, Reeves had to face experiences with stepfathers, as his mother remarried a couple of times. But despite all these, Reeves was determined to make the best out of life and wasn't going to let anything come between that. For his education, Reeves found himself attending different high schools, owing to the constant moves that they had. However, his grades in school weren't always beautiful. You see, he had to battle dyslexia at the time, making it difficult to focus on his schoolwork. As you would expect, his academic performances weren't always stellar. Among the schools that he attended were De La Salle College and the Etobicoke School of Arts. Despite his poor performance in the classroom, he compensated back then with his interest in sports. At the time, he had an interest in ice hockey and was very good at the game. He had the dream of playing in the Canadian Olympic team and put in all his effort in the game. However, his path was set, and he couldn't move ahead due to some circumstances at the time, looking for an alternative area to channel his attention. Reeves found himself tilting towards acting, a decision that would later change his life for good. He didn't immediately make his entry into Hollywood. He started by taking part in stage plays, taking part in productions like Wolf Boy in 1984. In that play, his portrayal of a troubled teenager pointed the spotlight on his potential, and he became hell-bent on honing his skills to reach greater heights. As his career progressed, Reeves started looking at life in the big stages. He tried making his entry into Hollywood at some point, but faced numerous rejections. Along the line, he was advised to change his name to something more widely known. The concern was that talent hunters might think him too ethnic to be featured in movies. Reeves considered the stage name K.C. Reeves, but later reconsidered, choosing to remain linked with his roots no matter what. Reeves' career, however, didn't get stagnated. He started making a name for himself, featuring in classical stage plays at the time. Some of his notable performances include his 1985 feature in the Romeo and Juliet stage play, and also The Tempest in the following year. However, he didn't limit his talent to stage plays. He started making his entry into television in 1984. That year, he featured in the television series Hanging In. With this, he showed that he could as well adapt to building a career on screen. Not long after his role in Hanging In, Reeves landed the role that changed everything for him in 1986. This was the year that he played a young hockey player in the production, Youngblood. Critics observed that he was able to body the role as naturally as anyone would expect, and soon, everyone had their eyes on the rising star. That same year, he was featured in Rover's Edge, where he captivated his audience once more with his ability to convey deep emotions without actually having to engage in so much dialogue. This will go on to become his trademark in one of his biggest projects in the industry, the John Wick franchise. Right from the beginning, Reeves didn't have life easy. His success over the years has been a result of resilience and the desire to forge ahead despite the challenges that lay ahead. He conquered the bottleneck that characterized Hollywood at the time, holding strong to his origins while doing all he could to come out at the top. However, despite his success, the industry always has new challenges in stock for everyone. He still faced major challenges that saw him blacklisted for a few years, despite his undoubted talent in acting. If you would love to know the details surrounding this, hang on for a little while as we explore some of the big breaks that Reeves had in the industry. After making significant strides in the industry, it wasn't long before word spread about his talent. Soon, he got the opportunity to play the role of Ted Logan in the 1989 production, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The film was a major commercial success and further solidified Reeves' place in the industry. He soon gained quite a number of fans, which opened doors for his future ventures. Following the success of Bill and Ted, Reeves decided to explore other aspects of the industry, and then came his role in Point Break in 1991. This was his major introduction to the action genre as he bodied the role of Patrick Swayze, an undercover FBI agent. This made way for more iconic roles that exposed the actor more to the dynamics of the industry. With the desire to explore, he took up more dramatic roles, as was evident in the 1992 movie, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, Bram Stoker's Dracula. His performance came with mixed reviews, but Reeves wasn't one to allow anything to hinder him from making more out of his career. Just the following year, he still featured in one Shakespearean adaptation titled Much Ado About Nothing. The incident brought to light the delicate nature of media coverage of children of presidents and the general tendency to protect them from unfair criticism. In the political sphere, Barron was also mentioned during President Trump's impeachment proceedings. While testifying before the House Judiciary Committee in December 2019, Pamela Karlan, a law professor at Stanford, made a comment that involved Barron. An attempt at a pun backfired when she said, "The president can name his son Barron, but he can't make him a baron." Critics said that the statement inappropriately brought Barron into political discussions. The widespread agreement to defend Barron from political assaults was demonstrated by the subsequent apology from Karlan and the condemnation of the comment by First Lady Melania Trump and others. Compared to other presidential children, Barron Trump has been noticeably more reclusive in public, which may help alleviate some of these concerns. He has managed to avoid the attention of the media thanks to this tactic. Because his parents have worked so hard to keep him out of the spotlight, he is seldom seen at major public events. Melania Trump, the First Lady, has also made no secret of her desire to protect her son from the press. She frequently uses her platform to defend children's privacy and has steadfastly argued that Barron has no business getting involved in politics. Despite its wider reach, her Be Best campaign highlights her dedication to the welfare of children, particularly their defense against harmful media portrayals. The public and numerous media figures agree that political figures' children should not be discussed. Because of this feeling, there have been cases where people have publicly and professionally criticized Barron for saying something negative. Chelsea Clinton, Jenna Bush Hager, and other prominent figures, including those who were first children, have publicly defended Barron, arguing for his right to privacy and normalcy. Thanks to his family's outspoken advocacy, the general public's support, and Barron Trump's relative obscurity, the young Trump son has been largely sheltered from the negative coverage of the media. There has been a concerted attempt to shield him from the intense scrutiny that children of prominent politicians endure, even though there have been instances where he has been unfairly dragged into public or political debate. By taking this precaution, we are showing that we understand how important it is to give children of presidents some space and normalcy while they develop, regardless of their parents' political standing. Despite their hectic schedules, Melania and Trump have made time to spend with their son Barron and are actively involved in his activities. In order to strengthen this connection, Melania would never leave him with a nanny. He was taken care of by her herself. As a parent, Trump has been instrumental as well. Despite the demands of his political and business careers, Donald Trump has shown a dedication to his family by being actively involved in the life of his youngest son, Barron Trump. Trump has tried to be there for Barron at important times and check in on him often as a father. He is even known to always take the subway, as opposed to living a life of exclusivity, which his earnings over the years have allowed him. This trait has made him a fan favorite and has also sparked some conspiracy theories that he may not be totally mortal after all. Do you remember when we mentioned that he reorganized the efforts of the special effects team in the Matrix trilogy? Well, he went beyond just verbal appreciation. The production of the movie faced some obvious financial constraints at the time, and Reeves felt that the people that did the work behind the scenes weren't adequately compensated. To fix that, he gave up a large percentage of his own pay to make sure that the special effects team was adequately compensated. This is something that was very rare to see in the industry, where everyone is poised to make as much profit as possible. If you think this was a one-time thing, then you would be wrong. In the making of The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions, he again put smiles on the faces of the special effects and makeup teams. He wanted to make sure that those who often go without recognition get a taste of the reward for their hard work. These are basically the people who determine how everything pans out at the end. From all indicators, Reeves is often taken by hard workers. In the making of The Matrix Reloaded, Reeves took things a bit further by rewarding the stunt team with a huge surprise. Valued at about $7,000 each, he gifted each and every one of them a Harley-Davidson motorcycle in recognition of their hard work. The stunt team often bears the bulk of the difficult part of the production, but in the end, the credit goes to the popular face whom they double. Beyond just gifting people that he works with, Reeves has been known to build good personal relationships with them as well. This has added to his widespread acceptance and recognition. His efforts to help people have gone beyond the industry. He has been a major support for his sister Kim, who has been battling leukemia since the early 1990s. Not minding his busy schedule in acting, he has always made out time to be by her side through the difficulties. At some point, he had to sell his house to move closer and look after her. This highlights his devotion to family, which goes beyond any other thing he has going on for him. He hasn't only made himself physically available for his sister, but he has also made sure that she lacks nothing financially. He is even known to always take the subway, as opposed to living a life of exclusivity, which his earnings over the years have allowed him. This trait has made him a fan favorite and has also sparked some conspiracy theories that he may not be totally mortal after all. Do you remember when we mentioned that he reorganized the efforts of the special effects team in the Matrix trilogy? Well, he went beyond just verbal appreciation. The production of the movie faced some obvious financial constraints at the time, and Reeves felt that the people that did the work behind the scenes weren't adequately compensated. To fix that, he gave up a large percentage of his own pay to make sure that the special effects team was adequately compensated. This is something that was very rare to see in the industry, where everyone is poised to make as much profit as possible. If you think this was a one-time thing, then you would be wrong. In the making of The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions, he again put smiles on the faces of the special effects and makeup teams. He wanted to make sure that those who often go without recognition get a taste of the reward for their hard work. These are basically the people who determine how everything pans out at the end. From all indicators, Reeves is often taken by hard workers. In the making of The Matrix Reloaded, Reeves took things a bit further by rewarding the stunt team with a huge surprise. Valued at about $7,000 each, he gifted each and every one of them a Harley-Davidson motorcycle in recognition of their hard work. The stunt team often bears the bulk of the difficult part of the production, but in the end, the credit goes to the popular face whom they double. Beyond just gifting people that he works with, Reeves has been known to build good personal relationships with them as well. This has added to his widespread acceptance and recognition. His efforts to help people have gone beyond the industry. He has been a major support for his sister Kim, who has been battling leukemia since the early 1990s. Not minding his busy schedule in acting, he has always made out time to be by her side through the difficulties. At some point, he had to sell his house to move closer and look after her. This highlights his devotion to family, which goes beyond any other thing he has going on for him. He hasn't only made himself physically available for his sister, but he has also made sure that she lacks nothing financially. Once, he rejected participating in a sequel to one of the movies he was part of in the past, taking up a theatrical role in one of his stage productions. As you would imagine, this led to a major fallout with the executives at Fox, who saw his decision as irrational. This conflict arose in the mid-1990s, when Fox had everything set to make the sequel to the highly successful movie Speed, in which Reeves played a major role. The first shot at making the movie raked in an amazing $350 worldwide, a feat that Fox was eager to capitalize on at the time. All was set for the making of Speed 2, Cruise Control. But imagine the shock on their faces when they realized that one of the key figures in the movie had chosen to move ahead with his schedule to appear in a live production of Shakespeare's Hamlet in Winnipeg, over the more lucrative deal that he had at the time. Looking back at Reeves's beginning, it's clear that he has a thing for the theater. However, Fox wasn't in a position to make compromises. They saw his refusal to come in as a betrayal and refused to put off the production to a time that Reeves would be available. The sad part was that they banked on his presence to help give the sequel the flair that the first run of the movie had. They went on to make the movie without him, replacing him with other available choices. As you would expect, Speed 2, Cruise Control, ended up not getting the required attention that the studio needed. Frustrated by this, they went ahead to blacklist Reeves in Hollywood, making it very difficult for him to land any significant role in the industry for years. But knowing Reeves's personality, he remained strong in his resolve and continued to push his career. Reeves's absence was felt by fans who have already come to love his person, but he had to learn about the unforgiving side of Hollywood. Luckily for Reeves, he was no stranger to the challenges that he faced, and his detachment from the celebrity lifestyle helped him remain strong in the face of these challenges, up until he was able to make a full return, landing a major role in the John Wick franchise. Keanu Reeves' story has been one of resilience and dedication to humanity. His golden heart has been a major attraction, and people are poised to see the next big thing that he would be part of. What's your honest opinion about Reeves? Do let us know in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.